What could be better than caravanning and camping? Caravanning and camping with a dog, of course. And in this video, I'm going to give you some tips and advice and share my experiences of touring and living in a caravan full-time with a dog. And hopefully you will find them helpful and they will save you some trouble if you are planning camping or caravanning with your doggy. So my video will be in two parts. In the first part, I will give you some general advice which applies to touring, van life and camping with a dog. And in the second part, I will give more specific advice which applies to people who want to live in a caravan full-time with their dogs. So let's dive in. If you are new to the channel, my name is Kat and I live in a caravan full-time and I work as a campsite assistant in the UK. And I live in a caravan with my husband and our dog. So if you are interested in the topics of living in a caravan full-time, campsite work and so on, please subscribe to the channel. So in return you will get a notification each time we release a new video, and subscription is free. Okay, so in theory, camping, caravanning and dogs sound like a brilliant idea, and it is, potentially it is, but bear in mind that not all sites allow dogs, so check before you book, because not all campsites and holiday parks are pet friendly. So no matter how cute and beautiful and friendly your dog is, you will probably have to pay for your dog staying on site. Some sites will charge you per a day and some sites will charge you per stay. So again, check before you book. This site is super dog friendly. We have a beautiful dog field, just look at this, but you can bring maximum of 2 dogs per a pitch. Dog field is absolutely beautiful and it's enclosed and safe. But can you imagine 300 dogs, 320 dogs here? This site has 160 pitches, so if everyone brought those 2 dogs, which may seem very few for you, only 2, but can you imagine if all of our guests brought dogs with them, we could have potentially 320 dogs on the site. So of course not everyone travels with a dog, not everyone camps with a dog, but there are restrictions. So again, check before you book if you have more than 2. Keeping your dog on a lead is another standard policy of all campsites and holiday parks in the UK. I believe there is one which is super dog friendly where dogs can be loose all the time. I think there's only one site like that in the UK. But can you imagine 300 dogs, a few hundred dogs running freely on site? It would be a nightmare. Okay, off you go. So the only exception where your dog could have a free run on a campsite is the dog field. Come on, Diesel, off you go. Come on, come on. He's a lovely dog and his recall is mostly good, but a bit of sausage helps. Good, off you go. So this is the official policy and theory really of campsites, that all dogs should be kept on leads all the time, or they should be tethered, and that all dog owners should have dog bags and pick up after their dogs. And in general people do, but sometimes an accident happens, you know, a dog escapes or someone genuinely forgets a dog bag, so things like that happen. And occasionally you may meet a person who simply chooses not to obey the site rules. In general, they are respected, and if you are bothered by a dog running loose around your pitch or across your pitch, absolutely notify the site warden and I'm sure they will deal with it. If you decide to hire accommodation rather than bring your own, double check it is pet friendly, because it varies from site to site and even from a static to static. In holiday parks, there are some statics which are not dog friendly and some older, usually older statics which are pet friendly. On this side, glam pods are dog friendly, but the bell tents are not. So Diesel could sleep in one of those pods, but not in a bell tent. Another really important thing to bear in mind is the position of your pitch. So those pitches here are really exposed and they get full sun for most of the day, those in the center of the field. We are on the edge and those big trees above us give us beautiful shade, which is really important when you have a dog, especially in the summer, because those caravans, they do heat up. They do heat up quite quickly, and trust me, it's easier to heat up a caravan than to cool it down. So in the summer, if you're traveling in the summer, and especially if you are going for a longer holiday in a caravan, ask for a pitch under the trees to get some shade in the summer. It will make a huge difference to your dog. It may be a good idea to take 2 windbreaks with you and create a pen for your dog. It's not a problem on this side, but I know there is a problem with it on other sides. And even one of our viewers, who is a warden, quoted those doggy pens as his pet peeve. So again, check with the site, but this is a great idea if you can create a secure closed space for your dog around your caravan or your motorhome, or even around your tent. Yeah, a little doggy garden. Right, we made it back to our caravan, and now I will tell you a little bit more about living in a caravan with a dog. So one of the things which is the biggest bonus and makes your life easier when you live in a caravan with a dog, or even when you are touring over a longer period of time with doggies, it's an awning. Awning makes a huge difference, especially in those wetter months, colder months, because it gives you space to keep your dog's lead and harness, to dry his coat after a walk in the rain, to dry your jackets and your boots if you get wet. So this is a space where you could dress your dog before the walk, put his harness on, and this is the space where you could dry your dog when you come back. Right, so that was general advice and some tips about camping and caravanning with your dog. I hope I answered your questions. If you have any questions, if I missed something or didn't cover something fully, just ask in the comments. Now we will move inside, and in our caravan I will tell you what it's like to live with a dog full-time in a caravan. And we've done it for over 4 years. We've been living with Diesel in either a motorhome or in a caravan. We've done touring, we've done van life with him. And yeah, I will tell you what we've learned. When I was planning this video, I was thinking quite long and hard. What is the most important aspect when you plan your life in a caravan with a dog? Whether it's space, the size of your motorhome or your caravan, or whether it's time. And I think you may agree with me or not, time is more important than space, because dogs will be comfortable even in small caravans or small motorhomes, provided they have enough exercise and simply you have enough time to take them for walks, make sure they have free runs, and generally they have time and opportunity to be dogs. Our dog mostly sleeps in a caravan, really. We don't take him to work because our work doesn't allow us really to take him with us, because we either use chemicals or we use machinery which is quite noisy. But if you work on a site, on a caravan site, maybe as a receptionist, or if you work in a bar, it may be possible to take your dog to work with you. We don't take Diesel with us to work, but we do short shifts. We work in the morning and then in the afternoon we have a long lunch break, which gives us enough time to make sure he has enough walks and he has enough of our company, and you know, he's not stuck in a van for most of the day. So definitely think about your time. If you work remotely, that would be wonderful. If you are working from home, it would be perfect. But even if you work on a site, in the high season, on some sites you may be working for 50-60 hours a week, and who will look after your dog then? So think about it. So time is the most important, and I think then it's followed by space. So in our caravan, Diesel has his favorite spot here by the door. He loves this part of the couch. He likes to rest his head on those blankets. And from here, he has a lovely view on his favorite things in a caravan, which is our bed and the fridge. So once you sorted your work commitments and your time, and you made sure you will have sufficient time to walk your dog or your dogs, make sure your dog or dogs have their favorite spots. We call them do not touch me zones. So here is Diesel's do not touch me zone, one of many, really. That's one of his favorite. He likes to chill here on those blankets. He's got a good view of the door. He knows who comes in and who goes out. He has a good view on our bed, and he can jump on it whenever it's free. And of course, he can observe the fridge and react each time someone opens it. So you will need space for your dog to chill, to sleep, to move around, also to eat, to keep his food and toys, and maybe even medicines if you have an older dog. So in our van, Diesel has those 2 lockers. That's his storage space. So I'm not sure about you, what's your choice? Let me know in the comments, but we've always allowed Diesel on a bed, either at home or in a caravan. Let me know if you allow your dog to jump on a bed or sleep on your bed with you. Yes, keeping the van clean, that's another thing worth considering and worth discussing. So how do we manage? Well, we don't. We do, we are not too bad, we've learned. What's really helpful is the floor, which you can either hoover or wash. So we've got this runner here. We went for carpets. We have hard floor underneath. I can show you, but hard flooring like that, it's not great for the dogs because they slide on hard flooring. So it's better to have a carpet. It's a bit more tricky to keep clean, especially in winter, but we manage thanks to this runner, and we have some doormats. We also have an awning, and there is a doormat in the awning, so most of the dirt stays in the awning. Another tip for keeping your caravan clean is using blankets to cover your soft furnishing, having a bedspread. I put an additional blanket on the bedspread, and of course my dog is lying on the bedspread, not on your doggy blanket. We also use blankets in the lounge to cover sofas. However, these are removable covers. If your covers are not removable for washing, you can buy some. I will leave you a link in the description. But we use blankets, and I wash those blankets once a week. We have a few sets of blankets. We have at least 3 of those little ones. Now he's lying on one of them and showing. So we have at least 3 of those, which we swap to make sure they are clean and fresh. So there are only 2 more points I want to mention before I say goodbye to you for now. Are you still with me? Are you still watching? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up if you find this video interesting. So here is a lurcher after a good run, but what makes him so relaxed and calm in the caravan is the fact that he has at least 5 walks a day around the side and at least 1 free run a day. So make sure that before you move your dog in your caravan, you have not only enough time to walk him, but also you have safe, secure area where you could take your dog for a walk, and at least a few times in a week let him run without a leash. So it's super important. We are on a beautiful site. We have 3 fields here, and even walking around the site, a walk around the whole site takes us about an hour. We of course go outside as well, walk around the village, take Diesel to the beach and so on. So we have plenty of lovely walks. So make sure you pick a good spot for you and your dog. You don't want to be in a space which is very built up. There are no green areas and your dog has, you know, nowhere to sniff and nowhere to wee. We have a real problem when we go to visit my parents who live in a city, and it's a bit of a culture shock for us and for the dog, because we literally struggle to find a green area, to find a grassy patch for him to go to toilet. So the final thing is walking in the dark and safety. So we have this torch which we can recharge. It has a USB port for charging. We've had it for 3 years and it's super helpful, and we use it every day. And you know, in autumn and winter we use it in the morning and in the evening, because when we walk in the morning it's still dark, and when we walk in the evening it's already dark. And apart from the torch, we have some high visibility jackets for us and for the dogs, for the dog, and I recommend them. They are really good, and once we've even been stopped by a driver. So this is diesel coats. This is diesel's coat for rain and for cold weather. This is my high-vis jacket, and because we live in rural area, there are no street lights. These are super helpful. Marek also has his high-vis jacket. So when we walk together, all of us in our high-vis, we look like some special squad. And people do slow down. People do slow down. And what is really good and really kind of motorbikers, when they see us, they slow down, because their bikes are often very noisy, and they slow down, they wave, and they often say that they don't want to scare our dog, which is super kind. And a few days ago we were stopped by a local lady who was driving by, and she said, "Lovely high-vis," and she gave us thumbs up. So yeah, make sure your dog is safe, is seen. So you could either use a coat or have something on harness like we do, so even if he doesn't wear a coat, he's visible. And we also have this light. And again, this is this light, I think is called Scruff. I will probably I could link it if you are interested. This is really good. It has 3 colors, and again it has a USB port. We've had it for a few years, so you just recharge and you reuse it and reuse it. So it's really good. So I recommend high visibility for your dog and for you. In general, living in a caravan with a dog is super. We absolutely love it. We love the fact that we have time for our dog. We live in a small space, you know, we don't have a huge house to look after. We don't have to work full time to keep roof over our heads, which means we have more time for things and, you know, creatures we love. And one of our favorite ways of spending our time is just chilling with our dog, walking and playing with him and taking him to nice places. And all these things serve us as well. So we are one happy doggy family living in a caravan. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope those tips will be useful. If you have any more advice, if you want to share your experience of either touring, camping, or living full time in a caravan with your dog, please share in comments, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you very much. If you like this one, you may like more of our videos, so please subscribe. It's free, and if you click a bell, you will get a notification each time we release a new video. See you later. Woof woof. Take care.